Oh, Barbie reaches another huge milestone, and the show that people love to hate is officially canceled. Variety chief correspondent Elizabeth Wagmeister is here to talk about that and more. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Yes, so let's talk about The Idol.
Yes.
What's going on?
So as you said, your words, not mine, the show that everybody loves to hate.
Sometimes those are the fun shows, though.
I mean, we'll say this, it was completely the most talked about show of the summer. Maybe not for the right reasons, but anyway, The Idol, which is the weekend show, he was co-creator and starred in it with Lily Rose Depp, who is Johnny Depp's daughter. It was on HBO. It was only 5 episodes. If you missed it, maybe that's why. But really, this was the show that everybody loves to hate. People were criticizing it. They thought it was terrible. But again, it was very much talked about. Well, every time that one of the stars did an interview, and I actually interviewed one of the cast members, we got a different answer. We said, is this just supposed to be a limited series, one and done? Or is there going to be another season? I will tell you, one of the stars told me, oh no, there's plans for a second season. But then another star, interviewed also by Variety, said, no, I think it's just one. So nobody knew what was going to happen. And then this week, we got the official word from a spokesperson at HBO that it was canceled and there will only be one season.
Well, especially in the days of social media, it is something that a show gets people talking, whether it's good or bad.
I mean, everybody knew about it.
Yeah.
And look, it'll be streaming. So if you missed it and you want to keep hate watching it, then
there you go.
Go at it,
and you can still tweet out what you hated about it. All right.
Exactly.
Let's talk about the Venice Film Festival, which kicks off today.
Yes, so the Venice Film Festival kicks off today in Venice, Italy, not Venice, California.
Right.
And it goes on for the next week and a half or so. Now, the Venice Film Festival is one of the biggest film festivals of the year. It's where a lot of movies that are going to be going into the award season race for the Oscars and everything else, where they get their launching pads, so to speak. Well, this year, with the double strikes, the Venice Film Festival ran into a big problem. As we know, actors and writers cannot promote their projects, which means they can't be on that red carpet for the glitzy shot at the Venice Film Festival. So Zendaya, one of her films, was supposed to be the opening night film. Well, that pulled out because they couldn't come. But the Venice Film Festival, they found a little loophole, which is that if there's an independent film that doesn't have distribution from a huge studio, that the stars can still go. They may be able to get a waiver. So there will be some star power. We have confirmed that Adam Driver will be there. He is starring as the creator of Ferrari. So he'll be there. Penelope Cruz plays his wife in the film. Also Priscilla, which is the biopic from Sofia Coppola about Priscilla Presley. That film will be there. Bradley Cooper's Maestro will be there, but he will not be there. So you see with the strikes, it's creating, I mean, first and foremost, let's talk about the jobs right now that are on hold. That's the most important thing. But when it goes to festival season leading up to the Oscars, it's really a big roadblock for the Venice Film Festival.
And what are the film festivals going to look like without the big stars? Now, we did see George Clooney out in Venice. We're wondering if he's going to make an appearance. Have you heard anything about that?
Have not, but I did see the photos. So we will see. But again, you know, stars, they're not able to promote their projects. There is that loophole of getting a waiver, so we will see, because promotion, what falls under that umbrella is literally just stepping onto a red carpet and taking a photo. And as we know, when you're here and not at the Venice Film Festival, you see all the glitz and glam through the photos, and that's what really gets people talking. So we'll see.
And I'm sure for some of those stars, it's a conflict. They want to feel like they are supporting the striking actors and writers, but then also they want to do their jobs.
Yes, and that's actually what we heard at Variety about Bradley Cooper, that he could have gone as a producer for the film, but he thought that the lines were blurred and he wouldn't be standing in solidarity with his union, and that's why he's not going.
Yeah, and he would have had to constantly explain, here's why I'm here. Because of this loophole, the optics wouldn't be right. Okay, let's talk about Barbie. It seems like we'll never get sick of it, and the movie has reached another milestone.
Yes, it seems like we will never stop talking about Barbie. You're in your Barbie pink today.
And listen, I will be Barbie pink forever, so I'm rocking with it.
It's a vibe. Even though I'm not in pink, I feel like I'm always in Barbie pink. So yes, this film, it just is unstoppable. We already know that it's broken records as the biggest Warner Brothers film in North America, the biggest film to come from a female director. Well, now it is the biggest film in North America for all of 2023, the biggest film of the year. So this is major, and it's still growing. You know, the film has surpassed 1.3 billion worldwide, almost at 600 million domestically. these are really staggering numbers, and it's just incredible to see this come from, yes, a known property, but not a superhero film. You know, this isn't a sequel, it's not a comic book film, it's Barbie, and there was a big risk with that when everybody knows Barbie, but again, the film just keeps going and going and going, and this number will just, we expect it to just keep growing and getting bigger.
Wow. Yeah, it is amazing. And kind of, you mentioned, of course, the impact in the film. Outside of the studios, you talked about my pink. You see pink everywhere now.
Everywhere, everywhere. There isn't one person who did not know about Barbie and that it was going to be in theaters. And again, as we know, this is a time where it's hard to get people in theaters when they can just stream on their couch.
Yep, but this got them out.
They did it. Barbie did it.
Elizabeth, always great to have you. Thank you so much for being with us. And guys, you can find more information about Elizabeth and Variety by going to kcalnews.com and clicking Seen on TV. It's 9:51. We'll be right back.